Today is Wednesday at 11 a.m. So before I get started, I want to mention that if you are new to trading or new to MIC, me and Val put together a free mentorship course for the brand new trader. It's available at myinvestingclub.co/Alex. There you can see how I turned a $30,000 account into 113,000 in less than 30 days. It has all the broker statements, has a letter from the broker, all the confirmations, everything, every single trade on an Excel spreadsheet for you guys to see and track as well. So it's at myinvestingclub.co/Alex. It's 100% free, but there's limited seating every single week. So that's number one. Go and reserve your spot now. So let's talk about trading, right? So for those that don't know, I was in Miami for about a week. So I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I'm just going to talk about it again. Is last year I only took one vacation. I took a vacation and I went to Greece. And although I had an amazing time, I was burnt out. I was working too much. I never really gave myself some me time. That was my own issue. So I've been in desperate, desperate need for a vacation, or else I'm gonna fucking go crazy. So I decided to go to Miami, and I wasn't really planning on throwing a meetup. I planned on just sitting at the beach, getting drunk, and just doing nothing all day. I planned on not checking my phone. I planned on not talking to anyone. I really was just I needed some me time. But after really thinking about it, I decided to throw a meetup in Miami during my own vacation. And the reason why I did this is because I thought to myself, there's probably so many traders in the area that just want to meet me and just want to be able to bounce some ideas off me. Maybe they have some questions. Maybe seeing me in person or me answering them in person would be that extra push that they need to get to where they are. So I said, you know what? I have this platform, so I might as well use it for good. So I decided to throw a meetup a couple hours at the Fountain Blue. I had about 15 to 20 people that showed up, which was really good. Great questions. So that was good. So Miami was great. I wasn't really trading. I have a rule not to trade on vacation. The reason why I have that rule is because if I make money on vacation, it makes my vacation better. If I lose money on vacation, it makes my vacation terrible. So rather than dealing with that, I always never trade on vacation. So these are the lessons that I've learned early on in my trading career that I'm using now to help kind of excel me forward. So when I came back from Miami, again, I was there for a week. I went to the beach every day. I went out to dinner every night, went out to the clubs, went out partying, did everything that I could just to escape from the world of working, while also simultaneously still uploading videos and doing shit like that on the back end, just because I can't really help it. I love what I do. So when I came back from Miami, what I know or what I've recognized after years and years and years of doing this, I've been training for about 6 years now. Um, what I realized is after a vacation or after some time off, the word FOMO is the most important thing in the world. There was a bunch of runners while I was away. Last week, we had a bunch of short squeezes. We had a bunch of stocks that were continuing on day two. We had a bunch of stocks that did not give up on day one. So the sentiment of the market kind of changed. Longs were in control of the market while I was away, and shorts are just getting squeezed left and right. So maybe I was lucky that I missed out on that. Maybe I would have lost money. Maybe I would have made money. But the point is that when I came back I landed on Monday. I did not trade on Monday because I landed at like 8 p.m. or some shit. So Tuesday was my first day of trading, which was yesterday. So coming into the day, my plan was to not only size down, but to be a little bit patient. So let me give you an example. Most of the time, my max size is anywhere between 5 to 10,000 shares. Most of the time, depending on the setup, it could be that 5 or 10,000. But coming back from vacation, I need to protect myself from myself. I needed to make sure that I was staying safe. I needed to make sure that I wasn't getting into any trouble. So I dropped my size dramatically by like 80% to 2,000 shares. So I gave myself a 2,000 share max size only that I'm allowed to trade. The reason why I did this is because anytime you come back from taking vacation, anytime you come back after not trading for a while, and I was only gone for like 5 days, but it felt like 5 years. So anytime that stuff happens, it is, it's like, it's like all you want to do is just trade and trade and trade and make back the money that you missed out on. You want to make back the money or the missed opportunity that you had while you were gone. So this is all kind of subconscious, right? You don't really recognize this is happening until you're really in there real time. But the thing is that I've been trading for so long, Bao has been trading for so long that we actually recognize these things now. We actually recognize when these things are happening. So what we want to do is, I mean, I want to take it slow yesterday. Um, I end up, so let me kind of review my trades yesterday. So yesterday, um, I was trading, and long story short, I was oversizing. So some of the common mistakes that new traders make is that one, they have FOMO. Two, they size in too early. Three, they don't stop out. Right? Those are some common mistakes that most people have. So my first day back from trading, I was oversized. I was trading with FOMO, and I was not stopping out properly. So every single beginner mistake I was making. So think about it. After trading for 6 years and refining my strategy and becoming a consistently profitable trader, all it took was 5 days away from the market for me to get back to what I was doing when I was trading for a month, right? So that's the scary part about trading. That's why you need a process. That's why you need a routine. Because if you do not have a set process or routine, you cannot do something repeatable. So I basically threw my entire process out the window. I was kind of trading without a seatbelt. I was trading without an airbag. I was basically just driving a Ferrari on full speed on the highway at 200 miles an hour and praying that I didn't fucking hit anything. But if I hit something, I was game over. I was going to be dead. So that's kind of what happens when you trade back from vacation. You are like a kid, like a horny fucking teenager that just discovered how to whack off for the first time. As soon as you figure out how to whack off, you're whacking off fucking 6, 7, 8 times a day, right? So that's kind of what happened to me in trading. As soon as I got back, as soon as I came fucking home, as soon as I fucking got to the computer, all I wanted to do was trade as much as possible. So I ended up making some money, right? I ended up making some money, but shit, man, the only reason I made money is because I traded so many fucking tickers. Um, I ended up losing, I think, $2,000 on just one trade. On one fucking trade, I lost $2,000. And for me, that's really nothing. It's like, it's not even a day's worth of work. But the process of losing 2,000 on my first trade when I came back was bad, right? That told me that, oh shit, I'm doing something wrong. I have to fix this immediately. So what I always like to do is I like to look at my problems and I like to reverse engineer the solutions. So if my problem yesterday was FOMO, meaning my entries were too early, if my problem yesterday was that I was not stopping out properly, I had to fix that. If my problem was that I was sizing in too big, I had to fix that. So I gave myself criteria today. I gave myself even more strict rules. So notice how the first day I came back, I sized down. If I did not size down that first day, I would have been fucking raped. I would have been destroyed. I would have been absolutely annihilated. But being being sized down the first day that I came back kind of allowed me to be able to rebound the right way. It allowed my process to take over. Whenever you use a less size, your process has more of an influence because you are less emotional. The more size you are using in trading, the more emotional you get, right? I was talking to Oliver on the phone today, and I was mentioning how whenever I get FOMO, I use 100 shares. I get it out of my fucking system, and the reason why I do that is because if I'm wrong, I'm gonna lose $20, and that's the price I'm okay with paying for FOMO. But because it's 100 shares, I don't really care about it. I don't look at it. But if I had 10,000 shares, I'd be sweating if that same 20 cents went against me. So that's why having less size and letting it do more for you is important. So that's just one example. So coming into today, I gave myself very strict rules, right? So my rules today were to not fucking oversize on any stock. I was letting VWAP be my guide. So I told myself, you are only allowed to size in if the stock is breaking VWAP. If the stock is not breaking VWAP, you cannot size in. FOMO, I set a bunch of fantasy orders out and I tried to cure my FOMO. As for the over trading, that's where I failed today. So I had three problems, right? I had three problems on yesterday: FOMO, over trading, and stopping out. Today, I solved the FOMO problem. I solved the stopping out problem. I did not solve the over trading problem. Today, I traded like fucking, I think it was like 10 stocks or something, 9 or 10 stocks. So I don't really know what happened. I just kind of was like, I mean, I did have 3 espressos in the morning. I did start the day wired up. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking or why I was doing that, but I guess I don't know. So coming into the day, although I traded so many tickers, I was basically red on the day after everything. That was because I think it was FLNT that I traded. I lost money on. I traded CETX. I lost some money on that, but everything else I was making money. So if you look at my P&L, what you're going to see is this. What you're going to see is this. You're going to see that average winners, my average winners on the day, I make about $1,000 to $5,000 a day every single day. If you look at my P&L from today, you can see that my biggest losers of the day were $400. So what I'm trying to do every single day is try to make my losses smaller than my winners, right? So in the past, I was losing like fucking $30,000 in a day. I was losing $50,000 in a day, but I was making 80,000 the next day, making 100,000 the next day after that. And what you fail to realize is that shit makes you go crazy. I'm pretty sure I have white hairs everywhere because of that stuff now too. So what I've recognized is because I've been using less size in the past couple of years, because I've been scaling down, because I've been more patient, I have yielded to not only more money, more happiness, and shit trading less. So my goal every day is to make sure that my losses do not surpass more than a day or two's worth of work, right? So if I'm making $1,000 to $5,000 a day, I better be sure that my loss for the day does not exceed $1,000 to $2,000. By doing that, I know that my wins are going to take over my losses in the long term. My win rate is about 80% in trading. I win about 80% of the time, but that 20% of the time I lose is a big loss, and that's what I'm trying to fix in my trading. So today, although I made money. Although I made money, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit that I made money. I am so proud of the fact that the two tickers I lost on were only $400, right? And although $400 may seem like a lot of money to a lot of people, it's all very relative. To me, it's not really that much. I could make that in one or two trades, so it's whatever. The point that I'm trying to make though is that today my problem was over trading. I fixed my FOMO issue, I fixed my stopping out issue. Today my issue was fucking over trading. So what am I going to do tomorrow to fix that? If you guys notice, my trading is very simple. I like to trade 1 to 2 stocks a day, and I like to focus size on those 1 or 2 stocks rather than trading 10 stocks and having my focus shifted. What I've noticed about myself personally is that whenever I focus just all of my energy on 1 or 2 stocks, I am zoned in and I'm making money. If I divide up my energy, like I'll give you an example. Say I have 100% worth of focus. If I'm trading 2 stocks, I'm giving 50% focus here and 50% focus there. If I'm trading 10 stocks, I'm giving 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, etc. By doing that, I am wasting opportunity, right? That's why every single morning when the market opens, we tell everyone pick the best 1 or 2 setups that fit your edge, that fit your criteria, and only trade those. It's not because it's the point of that is so that you guys can recognize that less is more in trading, right? Less is more. The less stocks you focus on, the more you can zone in on the ones you are actually looking at. So today, when I traded fucking 10 tickers, I was all over the place. I was looking at a chart here, I was in it. I was looking at a chart here, I was in 2 of them. I was looking at a chart here, I'm in 3 of them. I'm looking at a chart there, I'm in 5 of them. So I'm crossing my head left and right, up and down, looking at everything, and I just can't fucking focus. There was one trade, I think it was ADAP was the ticker. I was talking to Woody about this a little bit earlier. My line was to short around $4. I had a 399 order. It never filled, so I chased it down to like 392, and I covered for 10 cents, and that was it. The stock went down 15 cents lower than that, and I got a DM from Woody, and he's like, "Hey, what were you thinking? Why did you cover there? I saw support here. That was my plan. I covered it." And I was like, "Look, bro, honestly, I was just in too many stocks at the same time. I could not focus. I did not know what I was doing. As soon as I saw the money, I took it and I ran away." So by splitting up my focus, I left money on the table. By splitting up my focus, I was not able to size in on my ideal plays. So the goal coming into tomorrow, so I fixed my sizing. My sizing issue is fixed. So I might scale it back up to 4, 5, 6,000 shares slowly tomorrow. My FOMO problem is fixed. Gonna go back to fantasy orders. My stopping out problem is fixed. Just gonna stick back to hard stops. I was a little bit I put my hard stops a little bit too loose on Tuesday because I kind of just wanted to trade and I really wasn't thinking rationally. So all that stuff is fixed. Now, how am I gonna fix the over trading issue? Going into the day tomorrow, I only want to pick 1 or 2 stocks that I know I have a defined edge in. I want to go back to what got me here in the first place. What got me here in the first place is focusing my size and focusing my energy on one or two stocks only and avoiding the rest. What I tell Bao is the same fucking thing, right? So Bao and I have a different personality when it comes to trading, right? So trading is based on your own personality. What works for me might not work for you, might not work for him, but you take little pieces of our process and you put it together to create your process. So I'll give you an example. I am the type of person that wants to be fucking efficient. I want to get the best results doing the least amount of work, right? Because I want to spend my time focusing on other shit. So for me, what I like to do personally is I like to only trade one or two tickers, size into them, and that's it. Leave it, make my money, run the fuck away. Whereas Bao, based on his personality, he's more of a control freak. He likes to be in every single stock. He likes to trade everything. And that is because for him, the high of making money is worth more than actually making money, right? So for him, being right and nailing a stock gets him high, more high than making money. So for him, whenever he trades every single stock, he feels like a winner because he's making money on those stocks. So that's not bad. It's not anything. That's just who he is as a person. That's his personality. So whenever we have a bunch of runners on the day, whenever we have 6 or 7 stocks running, I always mention to Bao the same thing. I say, Bao, when you try to nail them all, you end up nailing none of them. So today, take it a little bit slower, focus on less and size in on more of them, you know? So the point is that everyone has their process, everyone does what they do, and your goal is to take pieces of everyone's process and mold it into your own. There's so many things that I've learned from so many traders that I'm kind of building into myself right now, right? So the lines from Bao are important. The fundamentals, everything that you learn is all a piece of the puzzle that you have to put together for your trading career. So, I mean, although I made money yesterday and today, uh, yesterday I'm not too happy about because I broke process and I made money. Today I'm happy because I had a couple losers, small losers, but my wins made up for it. I had two $400 losers, and I think I made 1,200 on one trade, which kind of balanced it out. So coming into tomorrow, and again, the point is also that look, I made 1,000, I think 1,200 yesterday. I made 1,300 today. So back in 2 days, I made $2,500. I made almost enough to cover my vacation in 2 days. So a lot of people fail to recognize how far the dollar really goes as well. I spoke about this in my video watch list the other day, but I'm going to talk about it as well. Is I don't really spend money, man. I don't really spend money. Most of the money I spend on is on food and partying. That's about it. And I don't really go out that much. So most of the money I spend is on food. So I don't really have a connection to money. All I do is I see it on the screen and I trade it. But going on vacation or traveling always gives me a new perspective on how much money we actually make as traders. So just to give you an example, again, this is not to show off, this is not to me brag, but I did everything in like the best lifestyle type of way. We went to the best restaurant in Miami. We went to Sea Spice, we went to Komodo, went to Prime 112. These are all restaurants that's like $100, $200 a person, right? We went to the clubs. The clubs were like 800, 900 a person. The flight was like 500. The hotel was like 2,000. So all in all, with everything all in, I spent around $4,000. And I'm thinking to myself, $4,000, like, God damn, like that's what I make in a day. And I'm able to live an amazing, amazing lifestyle on vacation with that money. So it kind of just reminds me, man, that like, fuck, these numbers on a screen, unless we equate it to the real world, unless we understand how far it goes in the real world, it never really clicks for us. I mean, I think it was James was talking about it in one of his recap videos. So James, for those that don't know, uh, is an MIC moderator. He's making videos for MIC members only now. If you go into the video library, you can see one of his videos. But he talked about something that was very important to me. He's like, look, I was talking to one of my friends, and they're struggling to make $200, $300 a day, and that's what I'm making in half a day. I'm making $300, $500, $600 a day, and until I realized how little my friends were making, it didn't make me appreciate how easy or easier it is to be doing what we do. So we always have to appreciate what we're doing in trading, man. There's no other business in the world that I could sit on my ass, butt ass naked if I want to, and make $10,000 in 1 hour. But although this job is a blessing, it's also a curse as well because For me, it's all I think about. It's all I think about 24/7. Anytime I don't think about it is when I'm sleeping, and then I'm fucking dreaming about the fucking lines. So that's also a problem as well. If you want to be successful in trading, you have to be obsessed. You have to love it. You have to be working so fucking hard to be able to make it. Because here's the thing, on the opposite side of your trade is going to be someone like me, someone like Bao, someone like James, someone like Davon, someone like Tom Diesel. You're going to see all these people on the opposite side of your trade. So if you are not working harder than us, how can you expect to beat us in a trade, right? Because the way trading works is for me to make money, someone else has to lose money. So you have to be smarter than that other person that loses money. The only way you could be smarter is if you put in the work. During the Miami meetup, a couple members came and their question was like, hey, I've been in MIC for 1 month, I've been in MIC for 2 months, and I'm just not getting it yet. And I said, 1 month, 2 months, are you fucking kidding me? Think about this. If you go to become a doctor, you go to school for 4 years and then you go to fucking get your doctorate for another 4 years. So it takes you 8 years to become a fucking doctor, right? And as traders, you are making more money than doctors if you do it properly. So for 2 months, if you're studying, how the fuck can you expect to be profitable just by studying for 2 months? You have to put in time, just like college. I'm not saying you have to study 4, 5, 6 years. There's members in MIC that are making money after 4 to 6 months. The point is that in college, if you have to work for 4 years to get a degree, how can you expect to fucking get that same degree working only 2 months in trading? You're not going to be able to absorb everything that far. That's the problem, man. That's the fucking problem. All these furus, all these scammers, all these fucking pump and dump people tell you it's so easy. 500 to a million. Takes me 1 month, 500 to a million. Motherfucker, it's not possible, man. It's not fucking possible. It's not possible. You have to realize that this is a long-term career. You are working 1 year of your life, fucking nonstop, not leaving your house. I'll give you an example. When I was getting into trading, when I first started trading, I did not hang out with my friends. I was being very rude to my family because I was emotional. I did not hang out with any girls. I did not do anything. I was like a fucking hermit in my room in the dark every single day, literally sitting there and watching tape until my eyes bled. And back then, MIC didn't exist, right? I didn't have a support system. I didn't have a real mentor, right? I didn't have what everyone else has now. So it took me longer and longer and longer to learn. But what you guys fail to realize is MIC, the process we teach at MIC is what we learned from professionals, right? I used to work at a prop firm where I had millions and millions of dollars of buying power. I had access to the best trading coach in the business, Brett Steenbarger. So the methods that we are teaching in MIC are the same methods they teach in prop firms and hedge funds, but better. We don't take fucking 50% of your money. We don't do anything like that. What we want to show you guys is that our process yields to making money. Tom Diesel started with $700 and he made over six figures that year, last year. I took $30,000 and turned it into 113,000. I made $80,000 in 30 days. But to be able to make that money, it took me 6 years to get there, right? So think to yourself, am I willing to work for 1 year? Am I willing to bust my ass, not talk to any girls, not hang out with my friends, not go drinking, not go partying, not smoke, not this and that, so that the next fucking 30 years, I could buy up the dispensary, I could buy up the bar, I could buy a fucking airplane. And if you don't have that mindset, then this isn't for you. That's the mindset that I have. My mindset is I'm working my ass off now. No girls, no girlfriends, no relationships, nothing. Nothing, 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 because all of that is a distraction to my end goal that I want to have, right? So I'm sacrificing my 20s now so that I can live my fucking 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s as a fucking sultan. And that's the fucking point. You have to be able to, you have to be able to, give me a second, to outwork someone like me, right? And if you are not outworking someone like me, then you will not be, you will not have as much of an edge succeeding in the market. Does all that make sense? If it makes sense, leave like a like here. I see the like button going up. So I'm just trying to give you guys all these analogies that you guys understand. Think of trading as college, man. Think of it as college. Think of it as becoming a doctor. They're not going to give you a doctorate degree in 2 months. But after all those times working and putting in the work, shit, man, you're going to be fucking balling. And that's the point. That's the point. That's the point that I was trying to make from the beginning is that shit, man. I had an amazing time in Miami. I spent as much. I lived the life that I want to live for only $4,000. And what I failed to realize, that $4,000 is what I make in a day. So if I'm able to do that repeatedly, working 1 hour a day with low stress, that's my life, man. That's my life. I am blessed every single day to wake up and do what I love. I wake up and I trade. And then during the day, I help other members learn how to trade. And then at night, I try to improve MIC. I try to innovate at MIC. And then right before bed, I come up with new ideas that I try to talk to Bao and Tosh about. So from fucking 6 in the morning to 9 p.m. at night, I'm thinking trading, I'm thinking MIC, I'm thinking how to improve. And then over the weekends, Saturday, I'm in bed all day. Sunday, I'm fucking watching TV all day. So again, I am trying to do as much as I can during the week, but I also I also recognize that I need some time for myself as well. So hope this all makes sense. Do you guys have any questions for me? Girls are a liability. Girls are more expensive than the most expensive locate out there. It's probably cheaper to locate Beyond Meat than to fucking hang out with a girl these days. Yeah, Bao's right. You must understand yourself in order to become successful, because at the end of the day, it's up to you. Again, no one is going to help you except yourself. But at MIC, you have the support system that you need, man. You have the support system that you need. You could get on the. Let me kind of explain to you guys our process, or kind of what our video library is like. Monday, I like to do an YouTube live video. Tuesday, Bao does an Instagram live video. Today, Wednesday, Tosh does a new member orientation webinar at 2 p.m. market time. So today, be on the lookout for our tweets. Tosh is hosting a free webinar for everyone today. Thursday is Aloha Traders Strategy webinar, which is the best series that we have at MIC. Friday, we like to put out a live trading video. Saturday, we have the Saturday morning Q&A, which is basically live mentoring for our members for an hour. And Sunday is a new video of trading basics. So these are all the things that you have. And then after you watch the videos, after you absorb the content, if you still have more questions, you could hop on the phone with our moderators, Austin, Tosh, James, Tay, fucking Tom Diesel. You could hop on the phone with our moderators and be mentored on the phone one-on-one with consistently profitable traders. So these are the things that MIC offers. Just compare us with anyone else. You'll see that the value that we offer is better than anyone else. We don't upsell you. We don't upcharge you for the education. All the education is free. Whereas anyone else, you have to pay $2,000 or $3,000 just for the education. Then you have to pay for a membership. Any questions, guys? I think I'm gonna wrap it up before I get pulled over. But if all this stuff makes sense, guys, again, be sure to network in after hours. Ask questions. We encourage questions. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. You are home at MIC now. How do you refocus after the vacation? How do you get the mental power to restart your routine? You know why? Because I love what I do, man. I love what I do. I'm so fucking excited and so jacked up to be back home, because it makes me realize this. Damn, if I keep working my ass off, I could live a lifestyle like that in Miami. What's the next level? Right? What's the next level above that? So that makes me curious. That makes me say, shit, let me keep fucking working my ass off and see what it's like to have an $8,000 vacation there, a $10,000 vacation there, and see what happens next. So it's all about leveling up, right? It's all about leveling up, and seeing that gets me excited to know what else is out there and what else is possible. I love working. I love doing what I'm doing, and to me, I feel very, very blessed to be in the position that I am. So again, that's why I have to make it my job to be able to give back in the community in the best way possible. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So thank you. Oh, also, Tosh, we put out Tosh. He has a how can I explain this? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to be a little bit more unique out there. We're trying to make MIC more special and more interactive. So what we did is we kind of put out Tosh's personal cell phone number out for the members or non-members. So if you have any questions about joining MIC, If you have any questions about if it's MIC a good fit for you, if you have any general questions regarding MIC or kind of comparing it to anyone else, we have Tosh's personal cell phone number out there. I don't remember it exactly, but I'll put it in the description right now at the end of this video, so you guys could just scroll down and see it. Hit him up with a text. Do not call him. He will not pick up your calls. So yeah, this is kind of something that no one else does. So we want to give you that personal touch that you guys deserve as well. So call it a day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to tune in to Tosh's webinar today and Austin's webinar tomorrow. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.